Wrapping up spring ball, we went into spring ball with a couple different things we want to accomplish, and getting a feel for our guys, developing a two deep depth chart, and just really getting the foundation of our offense and our defense. So, feel very good right now where our guys are at offensively and defensively. I feel like they have a great foundation. They can go into summer and really develop good habits and get better. So I'm excited as far as wrapping up spring. I love our kids' attitudes, and it was a lot of fun working with the guys.
Will you pass out a 2D depth chart?
Yeah, at the end of the week we'll have something for the media, two deep depth chart, and there's kind of some, we'll have some either ors. I mean, it's not going to be just ones and twos. There'll be some flexibility to give our guys, a chance to earn positions once the fall gets here also.
You talked a lot about several times this spring you mentioned, and once we're finished this summer, they'll have X amount to do. How great are your expectations of guys in the summer to know that when they come back at fall camp, they are completely ready to roll?
Yeah, summer is very critical to our development, not only skill-wise, but really strength-wise. I mean, we need to get stronger as a team, specifically up front. So this summer will be very critical, but I feel good right now of where our guys are at with the foundation offensively and defensively, so they can actually go out there and get the skills that we need to work on to get better as far as execution goes.
What was the bright spot in the spring for you?
Our players' attitudes. That was what stood out, with me and our coaches. Our players want to please the coaches. They want to do everything we ask, and they had a great attitude, and we strained them. I mean, we strained them in a big way to try to really find out, where we're at, and find out what's inside of them. And so it was very encouraging from our coaches' standpoint that we got players that are buying into what we're doing.
How good did you feel about stories like Charleston Gurley coming out of spring camp that people didn't know about? And is there anybody else that kind of maybe stood out that you didn't expect to?
Well, he stood out with a couple good licks, and that's kind of, we're asking our defensive guys to play fast and physical, and he did that and made a couple big plays in the spring game, and he made a couple plays earlier in spring too. But really, overall, we were just, it's really hard to pick out certain individuals when you look at it from a coach's standpoint, from a big picture standpoint, just to, get the right attitudes and the foundation.
Comment about the progress of the offensive line, kind of inexperience knowing how you feel about it at this point.
I tell you what, they got better each practice. We only have two guys that actually played last year, really started last year, so we kind of mixed and matched. Coach Grimes did a very good job with those guys, bringing them along, and we feel like we're to a point going into summer where at least they understand the expectations and they can get better. And so we'll be looking forward to seeing fall camp how much they've improved.
Are you got a good view of the defense now? Obviously, it's kind of an inexperienced defense. You feel better about the defense as a whole?
I do. They were flying around. Probably the last 3 or 4 practices, you really saw a different mentality. They started getting confidence, and early on in spring, they were worried about getting lined up and the right steps and the techniques. And so the last 3 or 4 practices, they were able to turn it loose and really play fast. And so that was encouraging, for me.
What about your coaching staff? I think I asked you this near the end of spring practice. How did you feel your first spring practice as a head coach? And you talked a little bit about that, but for a lot of your coaches, you've got experienced guys like JB and John who've been there and done that. You've got some younger guys on the staff too. Just kind of talk about the coaching staff.
Well, I was very happy with our coaching staff and the way they gelled. Like you said, we got some older guys that been there, done that, and we got some younger guys. But the great thing about the younger guys, I was very familiar with those guys, and a lot of them I'd worked with. And so that gave me a great comfort. But this spring, I really just tried to be a head coach and let those guys do their thing, and I was very impressed. And we've got an excellent staff, not only coaching-wise, but they're men of character, and they're great examples for our players. So that gives me, a very good feeling as the leader of this program.
You talked a lot about the tempo that you were putting on the team. And I just wonder, after it's all over, do you feel like they have adjusted some to that, or a lot, or
Yeah, I'd like to think so. You know, at first, you know, we really stressed the tempo and really challenged our guys, and it started to get a little bit slower for them, you know, as the spring went on. Now, we didn't slow down, but mentally they started to slow down, which is good. And then this fall, you know, we're going to do the same thing because playing fast will be an advantage for us, and but they definitely improved.
How would you rate Ryan Ackland? You hadn't seen him really until,
Mhm.
you know, until spring. How would you rate him as far as what he's shown you, what he's done?
Yeah. Well, you know, we went into all positions with an open mind, and Ryan's got the ability to make plays when things break down. He's a very good decision maker. He can make all the throws, and like I said before, Paul Smith that I had, quarterback at Tulsa, they're very similar. They're very creative. The game's slow to them, and so we're really going to be relying on Ryan, you know, a lot.
Talk about, you know, this week, I mean, you guys could go out, I guess, anywhere they wanted. You guys just loaded up here inside the borders of the state.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're kicking off the A-State ambush this morning. You know, our coaches are going out in this state, and we're going to hit 215 football playing schools in a 5-day period. And so there's a lot of excitement from our staff. We're looking forward to getting out and meeting the coaches, administrators, and just going to every school. Never been done before, and so we're excited to be the first to do that.
What are some of the advantages for high school coaches to meet your staff and get to know you and your
Yeah.
coaching staff, and that your door is always open and that kind of thing?
Well, first of all, we want to let the coaches of the state and the schools just to know it's a different day, and we want to give them ownership in what we're doing, and we're looking forward to meeting them all and getting to know them better, and like you said, just have an open door here, and we're real excited to be doing that this week.
You feel like there are some players that get overlooked in this state just because they're from small towns, and there are some Division I talent that is out there that people don't know about?
Yeah, we definitely think that. That's why we wanted to hit every school. You know, there's traditional schools that players come out of, but we want to go to every football playing school, just turn over a rock to try to see if there's any up-and-coming players. Because when you think of recruiting, a lot of people think of just the seniors to be, but you need to identify kids as early as 9th grade, 10th grade, and so that's what our coaches are going to be doing. And we want every school to know they're important to us. And like I said before, we're big believers, you know, in the coaches in this state and the players in this state, and this is going to be the foundation of our program. And we said that when we were hired, and so this week we just wanted to make sure everybody knew how serious we were about the state of Arkansas.
How long will this take for you guys to actually cover the whole state?
5 days. We've got a very strategic plan to hit all 215 schools in 5 days, and our coaches will be blowing and going, but they're going to get it done. And like I said, they're extremely excited.
In a previous interview, you said that you had a lot of respect for the high school coaches in this state. Talk about that.
Well, you know, being a high school coach in this state for 15 years and coaching against guys, and this is really where I learned football. And so, you know, like I said, I've got a special bond with the high school coaches, and so really looking forward to getting our coaches out there.
There are some schools that probably have never had a D1 player and may never. This has value anyway as a sales piece to your program, and really even probably the whole university, wouldn't you think?
I think so. Like I said, we want the people of the state of Arkansas to know that it's a new day here at Arkansas State, and this is the foundation of our program. And like I said before, we want to give everybody ownership in what we're doing. And so we're going to get out and meet and greet, identify players, and just get our coaches out there.
Can I go back to spring football for just a second? An area that you feel is important that you guys address over summer or in the fall at this point, would you say it's the strength of the—
Yeah, I would say up front, getting stronger is a big emphasis, offensively and defensive fronts. We lost a lot on both sides of the football up front, and obviously defensively, some very good players, and then offensively with only 2 return starters. So up front, getting stronger, because that's where, you know, all the fancy stuff happens on the back end, but really winning football games happens up front. So the strength part will be a big priority.